Hello, and welcome to Infinitely Lily. My name is Maria, and today I'm going to be doing an energy reading for the Twin Flame Collective, as well as for the Energetically Sensitive Collective. So that is for twin flames, soulmates, star seeds, empaths, and all other energetically sensitive archetypes. However, I feel this is going to be more directed specifically to the Twin Flame Collective in regards to twin flame union and twin flame separation. So, if that is resonant with you in your journey, then this might have a message for you. For all those perhaps who are new to my channel but maybe are drawn here, however, they're not 100% sure what a twin flame is. A twin flame really is how the universe expands. When a soul reaches its full potential of evolution, the next lifetime it might choose to come into two halves. This is what a twin flame is. A soul who's reached completion in a previous lifetime, and then now in a new lifetime, it's become two halves so that it can move through its life and become two wholes. Sometimes this process takes a few lives, sometimes it happens all at once. We're moving through the age of Aquarius right now. So the energy is really, we're moving into the golden age, is really what's happening now. We are in the age of Aquarius, moving into the golden age. And this just means that we are destined for greatness, really. It means that the energy is no longer in the dark ages, which we've come from. And we went through the Bronze Age, and now we're moving into the Golden Age. The Golden Age, it feels very good. It's where balance is harmonious and where everything is like heaven on earth, the Garden of Eden. We're returning home to the heart center, perhaps to completely shift reality. I'm just, Spirit just showing me, so that we don't have to go through these cycles, that we can just stay in balance. However, that probably will shift. I don't know. That'll be a different video. Anyway, twin flames are coming to the incarnation here on Earth very prominently right now because they know that soul evolution is on steroids at this time. As we go through this portal between the Bronze Age and the Golden Age and into the age of Aquarius, people are waking up and we're evolving extremely quickly. So there are many twin flames coming in, or new souls coming in, new halves of souls, as twin flames are, coming in right now so that they can evolve perhaps in one lifetime. So to go from a half a soul, so one soul splitting into two halves, and those two halves coming two wholes in one lifetime, is very good work. I am in union with my twin flame. He has a very prominent past life. He remembers his past lives. I know myself in different realities as Pleiadian, or even as a mermaid, and all these other energies I've had regressions towards. However, in the physical 3D earth-based reality, I don't have any attachment to previous lifetimes. So what I've seen in our case is that he stored the memory from our past, and I'm essentially a brand new soul because I evolved off of him. I broke off of him, and now I'm my own. I have no baggage on Earth specifically. Probably more on a multi-dimensional level. That is different, but however, I'll keep it simple for that. So Spirit has been showing me a lot is going on because we are accelerating this soul growth here in the Twin Flame Collective, and many are feeling it. So if you are in a relationship that is very challenging, twin flame relationships are not easy relationships. Soulmate relationships are easy relationships. Those are relationships where you evolve over your lifetime. Twin flame relationships will be coupled by instantaneous shifting. Generally, a spiritual awakening will be triggered right when you meet your twin flame, or right before you meet your twin flame. There is a limited belief that you have to be your highest version of yourself when you meet your twin flame. I have been shown by spirit so many times that is absolutely not true. Sometimes we do veer off our path so much that spirit or divine intervention will come and will connect us with our twin flame to help us remember what we're doing here. And it won't be at the right time from a 3D perspective, but it will be necessary, and it will be divine no matter what. So twin flame relationships are designed to help us release our shadow. Our shadow is our unconscious conditionings that keep us imbalanced. I realize in a couple of my videos, imbalance and imbalance are very, very much the same, but they mean completely opposite things. So out of balance, perhaps I'll say now. So our limited conditionings, our unconscious, subconscious, unconscious conditionings that keep us out of balance. That is really what twin flame relationships are designed to do. When you meet your twin flame, you remember your balanced self. You remember your authentic self. You see yourself as your divine self. This is what they call the twin flame recognition, where you recognize yourself in the other soul. It's because they mirror to you what you are without your limited conditionings, but not in a nice and like beautiful way. Like I've been talking about this lots because I think it's just a new term and it's just coming up. Not like a gatekeeper. A gatekeeper is like your number one cheerleader. They are going to be like your auntie or your cousin or something, and they see you as your authentic self, and they hold the key to your gate that keeps you stuck in your conditionings, because they can see without those. A twin flame relationship is going to be opposite. It's going to challenge you to your core. It's going to make you drop to your knees and beg for mercy. So if you've experienced any of these kind of symptoms, there's a chance that you're probably in a twin flame relationship. There is a message here specifically that I'm going to bring up, but I do feel like many people on my channel maybe are new to the spiritual community, or they're just kind of curious, and these terms are newer to them. So I do feel like many of you tuning in here are going to not know what a twin flame was, but all of a sudden realize, yes, oh my God, I'm in a twin flame relationship, or I have been in one. The thing to remember about twin flame relationship, it is not designed so much to stay in union, or it is not the only goal. It's not really necessary, I suppose is the best word. Although many people get stuck thinking that they need to be with their divine counterpart, their other half, this is the trap, this twin flame trap that gets us stuck in this codependent narcissistic energy. This is where lots of people get bad flack about twin flame relationships, because they do become codependent. If you put your self-worth or your sense of happiness or anything outside of yourself, you will become a codependent on something, right? That is what codependency is. You are seeking outside of yourself to be fulfilled. So if you do that in a twin flame relationship and you feel you need your twin flame, your other half, to be whole, then you will never be whole, and you are not doing the process properly. A twin flame relationship, when done divinely, is only just a projection, literally. It is just showing you what is going on inside of you. I've said this before, but it's, we do this in meditation, but a twin flame relationship is a very, very specific way to see this very clearly. So if you have inside of you an imbalanced divine masculine or an imbalanced masculine, so your masculine is out of balance and suppressed, and your feminine energy is unbalanced, out of balance, and has more, it's predominant energy. You're going to see this. The universe is going to take this energy and put it on a projector screen on your heart, and it's going to manifest in your reality. That is all a twin flame relationship is. It is literally just taking what's going on inside of you and creating it in your reality. That is really all we're doing here. The deeper you go on that, the more you see it. And it's quite intense when you can go that deep. So it's really important to be aware of that. So when you are desperately seeking to be in contact with your divine masculine or your divine feminine, then you are focusing on the wrong thing. You are focusing on the external, and that's only going to get you further away from what you want. What you're actually seeking is to be in union or connection with your divine masculine or divine feminine within yourself. And if you can do that, then your reality will mirror that. So if right now many divine feminines are in separation with their divine masculine, because I'll get into that in a minute, and you are desperately wanting to be with them, you're like, why didn't they choose me? You're just focused on what's going on outside of your eyes. You have to look inside and realize that you are not in union with your masculine, inner masculine. That means your masculine energies. So we all have feminine and masculine energies. Right now, for the last few years, and I've talked about this lots in my videos, we've had to separate these completely. Feminine, masculine. They're not separate energies. We've just done that to make it simpler, to kind of extract the process so that we could refine it. We are one energy. We are masculine and feminine as one energy, all mixed together. We've just taken the energies that seem similar and put them over here. And then the ones that are left behind, we put them over here. This is what I call the good ego and the bad ego. These can be within balance, and they can ebb and flow in the figure 8 of the infinity symbol in balance. But when they get held onto or rejected, they grow and they come out of our field, out of our Goldilocks zone. I've been talking about this, a tube around our field where everything can flow in balance. But when we hold on to energy or we reject energy, it grows. So energy that is out of its natural rhythm is an imbalanced energy, out of balanced energy. So it comes outside of our field. This is where we call it an ego, because it's no longer creating positive energy. Anything inside of this tube is positive energy. Everything in balance will create positive energy. Everything out of balance, if it's floppy, will create negative energy. So if you have an ego, you're creating negative energy every time you're using that energy. So if you are out of balance inside with your masculine and feminine, and you're projecting that outward because you feel your masculine outside of you isn't in balance with you, then you're just going to keep pushing him away. If you want to merge with your physical outside of you, masculine or feminine, you must merge your inner masculine and feminine. If you try to do it on the outside, you will not succeed. It will push it further away because you are coming from a place of imbalance. The more you perhaps desperately seek your masculine outside of you, you're just growing the imbalance of your feminine because you're thinking, my feminine needs that masculine. So it's just growing the imbalance rather than looking inside of you and finding that masculine energy. This is shadow work. Shadow work will take you through this journey, really just through meditation, to show you how to balance these energies. But I am going to get more specific on that because the twin flame journey found me. I, at the beginning, didn't really resonate with it because I see it how, on an energetic perspective, it is very limiting. However, I see when you use those limitations to your advantage within balance, when they are imbalanced, they are balanced well. Oh my gosh, those energies, those words are too similar. Then those labels are necessary, I feel, for many of us going through these very extreme love connections, because they drop you to your knees. So this path found me. Really, I kind of was like, no, I don't want it. I don't really resonate with it. And it kept coming back. And it's like, no, the universe needs you to share what you know. What I experienced through my own relationship with my twin flame within myself. And at the beginning, yes, I focused outwardly, and our relationship split apart so bad. And then I naturally started my shadow work when I surrendered. I started my shadow work, and then I started to come back to my center. The closer I get to my center, those energies merge naturally. And that's like literally all I talk about on my channel. So check out any of my videos, and I will be always talking about how to get back to your center. Collectively, though, the divine feminine and divine masculine are beginning to merge, or the energy is available. But I don't think people know what the heck to do, know what's going on. And I think this is why I've been feeling this desperate urge to come on here. I have limited time between nap schedules to come on here, not really time to edit videos, so I just like to get them out there. I don't like editing them anyway because it chops up the energy. But I do feel so urgently, passionately that I need to get this information out there, because I see in my physical reality how many divine feminines specifically are in separation with their divine masculine, and how many masculines are causing their divine feminine pain. So this is what I'm seeing for most of you. And I just seen 222 or 22, which 22, if you've been seeing it, that is the number of twin flame energies, and also is the energy of balance. The number, sorry, I always say energy. Everything is energy, as you probably know, or now that I've said it a million times. Anyway, so right now, the divine feminine is, I see this going, so depending, so just when I say divine feminine and divine masculine, it is not associated to gender, okay? Most of the times when I'm watching twin flame energy updates and stuff, I am the divine masculine. My partner is the divine feminine on lots of it. But also, just as much, I am also the divine feminine and he's the divine masculine. So I like to watch it from both points of view, okay? Take whichever one is more resonant with your physical experience, but take both of them on an inner level, because that's what Spirit's telling me. It's very important to see that, because you're going to mirror to yourself what is out of balance through your physical experience, right? Your external experience. So the feminine energy is it's the right side of the brain. It is very intuitive. It is very fluid. It has no structure. It is very open. It is very creative and passionate and nurturing. It is also, it moves quicker. It actually moves slower, but it's like the tortoise. It's actually okay. It moves slower, but because of its sureness, or because of its, because of how slow it moves, it actually gets more done, because it's not sporadic. It's very controlled within its motion. Uses intention to get places faster, even though the energy is slower. Sometimes I have to really describe an energy because I don't know. I just have to, so that you can translate it yourself. So the divine feminine energy moves quicker, we'll say, in simplicity form, than the masculine energy. They always say men take longer to mature. That is because feminine energy moves quicker, or it is more intentionally sound. So it doesn't detour as much as the masculine. It is an inner energy. It is the energy of creation. So the divine feminine is creating and then experiencing it on the outside. So it's coming in to out, in to out. because the energy of the divine feminine is more, what's the word? It is very meticulous. I can't get the word. It intentional is like I can't find the exact word that Spirit's showing me right now. Because it doesn't have to detour as much, it's moving faster. So for most divine feminines, they're divine. So for many of us, but maybe those who classify themselves as divine feminines or females, their divine feminine has surpassed their inner divine masculine. So their divine feminine might be here and their masculine's here. And what they're experiencing on their outside is like, my masculine isn't growing. He's not changing. He says he's changed. He's not doing anything. He's just stuck there, and I feel like I'm outgrowing him. I'm tired of him, but I don't want to leave him behind. This is what you're experiencing on an external level. Internally, you're experiencing an imbalance of the growth of your feminine and masculine because the masculine just moves slower. He just takes more time. He is all about the physical, the actual external, the action. Spirit, the divine feminine is in action, not no action. The divine masculine is action. So it's more work, I suppose, on an external level. So it does take a bit more time. So the divine feminine on an external level is like wanting to leave her masculine behind because she's like, I think I've outgrown him. He's just not evolving quick enough. Like, hurry up. And on an internal level, all that's happening is that if she tries to leave her divine masculine behind, it's not going to change anything, right? Besides that she's actually left him. Although, for me in my own personal journey, I do see that sometimes this twin flame separation is necessary when it is out of balance. So I see a lot of twin flames, the female trying to rush the masculine, the inner masculine and outer masculine. So her actual physical partner and her inner masculine. She's like trying to pull him up to her level. And it's exhausting, one, for her. And it's frustrating for him because it's going to cause him to become resentful. And if this is happening, this tugging of energy, then it is sometimes best. That's why twin flame relationships, they go and they come back. They go and come back. If they do separate. Because sometimes the divine masculine needs that to speed up his masculine growth. Because he's not going to have, especially if there's any kind of codependent trauma bonding scenarios within the twin flame relationship, breaking it off was going to cause the masculine to find his divine feminine within himself, and it's going to allow the divine feminine to find her divine masculine within herself. So sometimes I do need to break apart so that they can come into greater balance, and then they're going to attract like magnets. When they get to that same level, they're going to attract. When the divine feminine gets too out of balance with the divine masculine, so if one becomes too much higher than the other, which is I feel is happening for many of you right now, anything out of balance creates negative energy. So if you're experiencing lots of negative energy in your relationship, it's probably because your energies are really out of balance. And it might cause your relationship to completely break apart. But in that time, don't focus on what they're doing. Don't focus on them. That is the trap. That's the twin flame trap. That's like the soul trap that will get you just like nowhere. This is like the time to take that. Because as a divine feminine, you might have been doing a lot of inner work, but you might have been slow on the physical work, which is the masculine is doing the physical work. He's doing the outside work, right? And then so masculine is about out to in, which sometimes does take a little bit longer. But if the divine feminine has only been working on the inside and not the external, not like doing, no action, then her breaking up with her masculine, because she might be reliant or codependent on her masculine to in the doing realm, to do and to be the physical stuff and the reality in some way, specifically the masculine things. This is like a global experience, right? Where the man has his duties and the woman has her duties. And the woman becomes dependent on the man to do his duties and vice versa. And this is within twin flame relationship does not work, because to be a whole soul, to evolve from a half to a whole, we really do need that bag of tools. So we need to be able to do everything that the masculine does ourselves. So sometimes we do need to break apart to completely remove those energy cords and those imbalances and those dependencies wounds, so that we can just really meet our own masculine and start doing the physical stuff and balance that energy within ourselves. As we do that, our masculine will mirror our energy. It's impossible for them to not be in balance. When it's like this, I'm saying that you're both out of balance like this. You both mirror each other. So you both feel this imbalance. When you break apart, then you create the space, the codependent energy that's keeping you stuck to each other is now broken, and now you can start the healing process before you meet together again. This just sometimes is necessary, because sometimes when we're in someone's space, we just can't see boundaries clear enough. And then when we have that space, we can start to see the boundaries. This, I feel, is every single Divine Feminine's situation right now in some regard, whether you're on a physical separation completely or just like contemplating it. It is about deciding what you want. I feel for many of you, you might be feeling like, I don't think I can wait anymore. And that's totally valid. Your masculine might take his whole lifetime to evolve. You don't have to wait for that. He will go through the process, but you will be in balance. But the level in which you allow that to manifest is completely up to you. So I feel the universe saying for many of you, if you feel you've been kind of put on hold waiting for your masculine to grow, you might need to change the situation so that you can raise up your own inner masculine, and then go from there. See what happens after that. But also I see this change happening where this Divine Feminine truly does realize that she just has to do her masculine stuff on her own, and that allows for those to come into greater balance within herself. And this, I just seen this also allows the masculine to do his feminine energy work. Yeah, so I know I just went off a tangent there, but I think for some people it needed to hear that. But also at the same time, I just seen that, if we can do this work within a relationship and, start doing the masculine parts of it for the feminine, and then doing the feminine parts for the masculine on an inner and external level, the power behind the twin flame relationships is extraordinary. It is God in its essence. It is really, it is 2x'd. It is a god or goddess times 2, right? So it is the most extraordinary energy when it is completely in balance. And if we experience that, I'm just getting Spirit to tell me something here. Collectively, we are experiencing more and more divine masculine and divine feminine coming into balance. However, I don't believe we've ever really experienced true, authentic balance between masculine and feminine energies, ever. We've been predominantly masculine on the external and suppressing the divine feminine internally. I do believe now is, though, like the first glimpse at true authentic balance that we've ever experienced with these energies. So much so that they merge together as one. So they're no longer individual energies. We don't associate them individually anymore. And this is what I've been seeing happening, is this merging of the masculine and feminine, so much so that we just are oneness, right? Within ourselves and within our world. So when we have this unity within ourselves, our world also projects that, or mirrors that. And I see that happening now for so many. And if we as a collective can, have that many divine feminine, divine masculine, twin flame connections in union, literally that means as one, the whole world will change for sure. The energy, they say there's 144,000 twin flames. I do believe that. They are sporadically spread all over the globe. And if they all come into union with themselves, then our world will come into greater balance, because their energy fields are so powerful that they are felt. So if you're in, a city, your twin flame union will affect the whole city, will feel that extreme energy and have access to that level of balance and that level of remembering the self and that level of authentic energy that you're harnessing. So it is extremely important. Well, this message answered some questions that I had, because I channel source when I'm speaking. So I don't actually know lots of things I say. I'm just learning kind of for the first time as I channel them. Yeah, lots of information here. I just got this smell, and it made me remember what Spirit was wanting to talk about. I know I was supposed to do a part 2 to the video I did last week. However, this message came in, and I couldn't wait for it to not be said. And same time, I'm like, I shouldn't do part 1, part 2, because right now, especially now, I'm going to be working a bit. I might have to not as much opportunity. Hopefully, I can make something work. But anyway, so as we come into union, Spirit is showing me, we've only been fixated on the physical 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. Once we get into union, so the divine feminine is about the psychic energies. It is energy more than, the more physical. Once we get into more union, we're going to start really awakening these senses. So these are like the 3D senses. So the masculine is more associated with the 3D, and the feminine is more associated with the 5D. So I call it the 3D ego, the 5D ego, the masculine ego and the feminine ego, the devil ego and the angel ego, the bad ego and the good ego. The feminine ego is very, very stealthy, but we are working on her. The too goody good. I talked about that in my last video. But we are awakening the 5 senses, and I feel like this is a completely different video, but I just had a smell, a clair smell. I don't actually know the actual word for smelling, psychic smelling, but and it made me think of this, that I feel like this message is, if you stayed for the end of this video, that you'll need to hear this, that you are awakening those 5D senses. So we have the 3D senses that we all know physically, and then we have the 5D senses of psychic touch, psychic feeling, right? Not more, for me, it's not touch, it's feeling. Psychic taste, psychic smell, psychic sight, so with our third eye, and psychic hearing. Those are all really predominantly awakening right now as the divine feminine is awakening. She is really awakening. She's been slumbered and hiding under layers and layers of suppression, and she's bursting open, and she's literally causing the divine masculine to surrender his ego and it's crumbling right now, and now they're rising up together. So it is intense, to say the least. Yes. All right. There is a message in there, but I'm going to translate it and bring that through later. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.